I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky. I have three brothers, mom and dad, who taught me how to work. When I was a senior in high school, I made a tremendous break from being a nice little boy who went to football games with his daddy to running around with some really cool, what people think of as the cool crowd, and they drank, and I started drinking, and I didn't just drink, I'd get drunk. I had 5 car accidents as a senior in high school, all alcohol related. One of the things I had to come to grips with was I was just going further and further and further down, and I knew I was going to wind up needing to get some help. I didn't want to do that because I was having a good time. My dad said to me one time, "You don't run with the wrong crowd, you are the wrong crowd." And he said to me, "I'm having to call all your friends, parents, and just tell them, don't run around with David because he's going to get your sons in trouble." When I got to college, my crowd wasn't around anymore, and I met an even worse crowd. They were known as VOC, Veterans on Campus, and most of them had drug problems. Most of them were guys I did not need to be around because they were much older than me. They were in their mid to late 20s. I was 18. But these guys also gave me a lot of attention, also made me feel good. And when I would walk into a bar as an underage drinker, everybody said, "Brown's here, the party starts." And that just made me feel like I was something special, which I never felt before. And it was just hard. I grew up in a family that just didn't know how to do a relationship. Responsibility was everything. All I ever heard about was behavior. I was compared some to my brothers because I was average, and I think the other 3 brothers were way ahead of me as far as, especially as far as academic ability and even giftedness. I was just plain old David. I was average. Yeah. After I went through the treatment process of helping me to understand the drinking, why I was drinking, and so forth, and this is the God piece. God orchestrated just the right relationships into my life, and somehow I took him up on it, and I started talking to people 15, 20 years older than me that really started giving me guidance. Plus, I became really interested in the social sciences, and I just really started pursuing understanding life. I had not gotten into God much. I was reading my Bible some, but I was not going to church, not going to worship, not participating in anything. But I had several adults at a mental health center that I was working at that really took an interest in me, and they were giving me time. There was this group of Methodist women. They were all fixing good food that I wasn't eating because I was a college student. And one of the women comes up to me and gets right in my face and puts her hands on her hips and says, "Well, you look like you need a good meal. You look like you need to eat something good. You've probably been eating hot dogs and tomato soup and all that because I can tell you're a college student." I said, "Yeah, that's pretty much what I eat." Well, she said, "Well, come over here and I'm going to feed you." So I go over there. She brings me cupcakes. She brings me a piece of pie. I mean, she just, "Here, eat it. This is for you. Eat it." You know, she didn't say, "Would you like this?" She just, "Eat it. This is for you." And so it really hit me because I didn't have people in my life that did anything like that. I saw God in that. It gave me a sense of God's goodness. What I think happened was I learned that I didn't need the church like I needed God. And I kept wanting church to be my first step back toward getting to God, and it just never happened.